Well, hi folks, hope you're well. Thanks for the comments. Um, Very difficult to know what to do a video about, but I thought I'd hazard a guess. I saw a video this evening on YouTube while I was just preparing to do this video, actually, um, about the real reason why Theresa May resigned. It wasn't over Brexit at all. It's because the shit is going to hit the fan. If it hasn't done so already, well, it has in America for a start, because with all of the collusion during Trump's election process, everybody thought that Russiagate, where Russia were colluding and interfering in the American presidency, trying to get Hillary Clinton elected. Well, Russia were innocent. The real culprit of that, it seems, is our MI5, MI6 in Great Britain. Now, I knew in my heart of hearts it wouldn't be Russia, because Russia don't really have a dog in that race, but they do have, Britain does, because Britain, being the warmongering nation that it is, because, well, we want our empire back, there's no denying it. We really didn't want Donald Trump building a border. We wanted to, Britain did. We wanted Hillary Clinton in power, it seems. The Queenie and her gang did. Certainly the UK government did as well. Anyway, this has all been on classified documents, held by the Americans, strangely enough. And now Trump has put the cat among the pigeons, quite frankly, and declassified the lot. So anybody and everybody can read what a bunch of arseholes it seems that the British establishment truly is. What a nest of vipers. Because we know, and I am no real patriot in this regard, war is big business. And the one thing we don't want is peace. Peace, well, goodness me, how do we control the population of all those useless eaters out there if they continue to have a happy life? No, we've got to have perpetual state of war and sacrifice. Such a satanistic thing, isn't it? Of course, well, the royal family are Satanists. Hollywood is Satanist. All those with the big bucks are Satanists. There's nothing like pouring young innocent blood into the sons of Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Kuwait, you name it. And we want war, 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 not jaw, 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 as Winston Churchill said. Anyway, that aside, you see, it compounds what I say, it supports what I say, that we truly do live in an evil world run by a bunch of psychopathic, evil, satanistic, paedophilic bastards. Am I being a little bit aggressive? No, not really. I just know how it is. I took the red pill a long time ago. Well, you wait till the newspapers get hold of this one. It'll be funny, isn't it? The real reason I knew Theresa May is so brass-necked. She's not going to want to resign over Brexit. Nothing so trivial. She's resigning because she's going to be in the shit, because she's going to be culpable. And yes, the British establishment under the head of the royal family, yes, the Queenie herself is complicit in all this. And I'm just repeating what was on the video. If I can find the link, I'll put it below, otherwise you can find it yourself. The real reason why Theresa May resigned. And it wasn't over Brexit at all. Well, there's plenty of heads will roll, and maybe that'll include our royal family and its establishment. Oh, if only I had my way, we wouldn't have a royal family. Its time has come to hang up those pomp and ceremony bullshit. Clothes they'll wear, the royal wave. The royal family, by the way, Britain, aka the royal family, the establishment, do not own the crown jewels. We sold them off. The Vatican actually have claim now to the crown jewels. They truly do own the crown jewels. You can take that to the bank. The topic for this evening, really, it almost dovetails with what I've just been saying about the evil world that we live upon and are subjected to since birth. Most of us are lucky we're surviving, to be honest, because the odds aren't stacked in our favour, folks. They're truly not. It's a bloody miracle that you listen to me and me talking. We're alive. It is truly a miracle. Talk about lucky, eh? Why do I mean that? Well, it is said in the, and I'm not religious, it is said in the scriptures that, if you can believe them, that the devil, the evil satanic bastard that he is, and God, Jesus, representative, were in a bit of a fight, having a bit of a scrap. You know how it is. Good versus evil. And God lost. Jesus lost. And he pissed off in a sulk. Have it then. And off he went. He deserted us to face the music. And boy, are we not facing the music. Are we facing the music or what? Any alcoholic, or recovered alcoholic, I should say, or any alcoholic establishment that, well, that are trying to dry alcoholics out, the therapeutic establishment, that is, they will often tell you that in order to have the best chance of kicking the drink, becoming dry in the phraseology of alcoholism, teetotal, how to get to be teetotal eventually, you see, from an alcoholic. Hell of a gap, isn't there, really? Teetotal, raging alcoholic, can't live without it. In the middle, maniac. And it's the degrees, isn't it? It's the degrees of how committed or how addicted you are to this. But the question is that in order to be truly successful, and stand the best chance of recovery, is to hit rock bottom. Because then the only way to go is up. Plenty of people half kick the habit and slide down the scale again. They go try for a while, they try hard, and they fail miserably. And they're back and forth like a bloody yo-yo. And this is what society is in the middle, really, the back and forward bit. We are just, it's a, you know, the standard couple. They get drunk, they get drink, weekend only bingers, binge drinkers, party freaks. But if you were to knock on the door of most households in this country, Great Britain, you will find booze in one form or another. Hey, it's quite all right, it's not illegal. What is a sad state of affairs, of course, is that there's very few houses that are actually dry, don't have it at all, unless they're particularly religious. Or there's someone trying to kick the habit. Or the residents are dry because they have kicked the habit and don't want alcohol in the house, thanks very much. Because you do need to hit rock bottom. You've got to discover the depths before you realise. And then you've got nothing left to lose apart from your life, have you? And it depends how much you want to live. If you want motivation to become dry, you better hit rock bottom. Because the only way is Essex, as they say. North. Well, but looking at the rate of drug abuse, substance abuse, drugs, yada yada, hallucinogens, pill popping. There's an epidemic crisis going on in the medical world as well, where people are getting high man on painkillers. There's actually a huge worry from the Department of Health now with patients who are abusing strong painkillers as a method of getting high. Any way people can, they will find a way of what? Escapism. That's what it amounts to. Escapism from the realities of this evil, bloody world. And that is truly so sad. You can ask many people why they drink or take drugs. Well, I'm addicted. Yeah, but what started you? Oh, I was tricked into it then. Oh, but well, trick yourself out of it. It's not that easy. I've dealt with alcoholics and drug abusers, and it's not that easy. Their logic isn't black and white. It is fuzzy. And they are prone to external outside influence as well. And power of association, of course, because people just simply won't change their environment. And one of the environments that most people fall into the category, they drink because they're depressed. Okay. They drink to escape their depression, but nobody really looks at why they are depressed. Is it a catch-22? They drink because they're depressed, or they're depressed so they drink? Is it the depression that causes them to drink, or is it the drink that causes them to be depressed? This is one of those never-ending circles. I drink to forget, and they wake up and they remember, so they have another drink to forget. And there's really, they need defibrillating because they're stuck in this sort of fibrillation, if you like the heart does when it's shaking like a shitting dog. It's, pissed, sober, pissed, sober, pissed, sober. And it's a frequency. And we're in this negative frequency. It was a very slow vibrational frequency. And I'm not being judgmental. Okay. Any addiction is an illness, that is certain. And there's less and less and less hope out there for these people because there's less and less support, because it begs the question, why do people feel the need to escape? You see, it is in many, many ways, this world we live on, magical. But in order to, it's churlish to even suggest to somebody, snap out of it. People don't like being alcoholics or drug addicts. They truly don't. And get that illusion out of your head if that's your opinion. People do not like being a slave to substance of any kind. It is against our nature. And it is, it's manna from heaven for those who seek to control us and downsize us, the evil ones. I don't know how to say this really. Okay, I'll just say it though. All our lives seem to be is kiss, slap, slap, kiss, slap, slap. It is a period of elation followed by several periods of depression and upset and worry. And the only way to get out of that, we falsely think, is to escape it. This is why television is so successful. And believe me, people can get obsessed and can absolutely addicted to television, soap operas, anything to distract them from the realities of how evil and terrible their lives truly are. Oh, get over it. I got to watch the film. It's absolute pure escapism. Why are we so obsessed as a society to escape? Are our lives truly that bad, or positions untenable that we need to escape in any means? I'll take painkillers to get into this high and just forget it for a while. I'll watch this shit movie or go become addicted to YouTube video after YouTube. I'll get addicted to porn. I'll get, the addictions, our propensity to become addicted to something are very high. It does happen in the animal kingdom, by the way, being addicted, particularly in the ape species. You can get chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, various other types of monkeys. They can get addicted, and you can get them totally dependent. And you can see it. But for human beings, what compounds it in my way is that even Jesus pissed off and left us in the lurch, the God, didn't he? If you want to put it like that. This is the belief of the Bible. Yeah. Well, if that truly happened, then are the great things that are happening in our world a freak of nature? Where do you seek your pleasure? What floats your boat? Is it the simple things? Is it the physical pain that we're all enduring, the mental torture? There isn't a day, I've told you before, there isn't a day goes by that you don't think about money or the lack of it. There isn't a day, if you are truly honest with yourself, we worry all of our lives once we become conscious of the responsibility. And some people just cannot take it anymore. Some people just call it a day. Selfish sod went and killed himself, and he's got a wife and 6 kids. What? It couldn't be any more selfish. Well, who are we to judge? We all come into this world alone, and we'll die alone. But it is a lonely existence to be an addict of any kind, because sometimes you need to disguise the fact you're an addict of anything. I guarantee you have a sweet tooth, or you might like something, your dirty little secret. I bet you have secrets. I mean, I don't care how suited you are and how fabulous you are and how wonderful you love each other as a couple. I guarantee you, as I speak to you now, that my wife harbours secrets. Well, good luck to her. Because I too have my dirty little secrets. And there is this unacknowledged, but we acknowledge privately, that there is a certain thing I cannot and would not, and my wife certainly wouldn't say what those dirty little secrets are, and nor would I explain mine, because we have to have the sanctity of our own mind, and we are entitled to store what we want to store and share what we wish to share. And no amount of torture will get those dirty little secrets out unless you are under extreme duress. But they can become trivial little secrets, can't they? You see, secret. What is a secret? It's something that you don't want other people to know. And maybe only you know. Maybe you're embarrassed about it. Or maybe it's the one thing in your life that you like because it's something nobody can take away from you. It's mine, I tell you, all mine, and I'm not sharing it. There's plenty of people with financial secrets. There's plenty of men and women out there hiding money from one another, yet they're in a perfectly sound marriage, in a nice relationship with a joint bank account. But you can guarantee one of them or the other one has a little bit more. There's a little bit more, how can I say, imaginative in the way they deal with money. There is no such thing as 100% honesty. You can have 99.99999 yada yada yada, but ultimately it's our nature to hold something back. And we are, all of us, in this world, whether you want to admit it or not, to some degree, I grant you, some degree, all of us are hypocrites. All of us. Every man, jack, and woman, all of us on this planet, to some level, are hypocrites. Do as I say, not do as I do. I can guarantee it. You might just not like to admit it. And let he or her without sin cast the first stone. I wouldn't throw any stones if I were you. Because, as it says, we're all born sinners. I would correct that one. We're all born potential sinners. And by the time we do buy the farm, we've sinned, all right. In many ways we don't want to admit. A sin can be a thought. It can be wishing ill on someone else. It could be wishing that you'd married someone else. It could be that you want to make love to somebody else, or you want to kill somebody. That's a sin, isn't it? It's not nice. And so we have to abide by all these little rules, because our life is full of rules. Don't do this, don't do that. We go to school to learn the words of idiots. I watched a video last night of this huge group of people in an audience. It was actually a TED talk. And the first thing this guy said to the audience was, "Ladies and gentlemen, it might surprise you or not, I don't know, but there are actually some people on this planet that we live upon, the globe, yes. There are some people on this planet that think the world is flat." And 2/3, 3/4 of the audience had a little giggle. Well, I was offended, I must confess. I wouldn't have been laughing, quite frankly, because I took the red pill a long time ago about whether we live on a flat earth or not, and I decided not to make judgment. I wasn't going to listen to some old bird when I was 5 or 6 years old at primary school getting a ball shoved in my hand telling me this is where we live and this is the earth. I've only got her bloody word to take for it. Oh yeah, I suppose I believe it because she's a teacher. Tell me a teacher that tells truths, and I'll show you how to knit fog. All teachers are repeaters, and they teach what they're told to repeat. Simple. Don't take anybody's word for it. I'll check it out myself, thank you very much. But the one defining fact for me was water will always find its own level. That did it for me. It's a spirit level. It's always horizontal and straight. You forget all the other shit. That just does it for me. And I thought, how ridiculous, all these people in the audience, bah, bah. You see, but if the guy had given a lecture for half an hour, it was truly credible, and talked about the flat earth on a TED talk. I said, right, raise your hands before I begin my talk. How many people in the audience believe that we live on a globe. Everybody and everybody, because they're shy, want to put their hands up. They don't want to stand out from the crowd, do they? Christ, they might get noticed. They'll be ridiculed for being a flathead. No. But then you'll get all the audience holding their hand up saying, yeah, we all live on a globe, 99.999% of them. But then, if you're a really good public speaker and you've got your act together, after half an hour, ask them to raise their hand again. You see? But the thing is, Adolf Hitler, much as I disliked him, not personally, but I didn't like quite what he stood for, one thing he did say was quite true. If you tell a lie often enough, and it's a big enough lie, and you tell it often enough, they'll start to believe it. And they'll believe it. And that's exactly what happened in the time of Copernicus. Because anybody with a brain cell can look at the evidence nowadays with the internet as our tool to discover the truth, will be set free by discovering the truth and realize that, boy, have we been told a monumental lie. Every time a child gets to school, they shove a globe in its hand, they put it into books. We've got fisheye lenses, we've got NASA, we've got agent. But why do they want us to believe we live on a ball? Well, it's very simple. There is land surrounding us far in excess of what we've been brought up on. I'm sure you and I can both look at a map and count out all the countries that are listed on the back of an atlas. Okay? But I tell you something, that's all that we're allowed to know about. Because the rest of the land, in all directions, is for the special ones. We're only allowed to know what's in the circle or the globe. We're not allowed to know. If it was a flat plane, folks, it can be infinite. And there'd be far more land, far more countries and civilizations if it was flat. Because we have fantastic imagination and exploring. Look at Admiral Byrd. He actually flew into some of these lands, magical lands unpolluted by the general populace of the earth, the ballheads at the time. That's why, if you want to know why they perpetuate this lie about the ball, is because it shows us or convinces us that we are trapped like a hamster on a wheel going round and round and round and round and round. It's funny, people don't circumnavigate north to south to north, north to south to north, do they? Oh no, it's bound to be a ball, we've gone round and round. No, you can go round and round a disc, can't you? Nobody goes and circumnavigates, do they? North to south to north. It's always east to west, west to east, east to west. You see? But nobody wants to ask the question. They've always got a flippant answer. Why not be the first in the world to go north to south and south to north then? Circumnavigate another way. They always do it the same old boring way, and we swallow this shit. Nobody wants to do a TED talk about the lies that we've been told. Nobody wants to do a TED talk about the flat earth and the reason why they lie. This has been the big question. Why are they lying? I've just told you why they lie. Because they're hiding land masses beyond our imagination. Because you and I can't get near them. because we're stopped at the ice sea wall that surrounds us 365 degrees. But if we were to get over that sea wall, we could carry on walking, and we just don't know. I don't, you don't, but somebody knows how far it goes. That's why they keep it to themselves. They don't like sharing. It's only a bolt hole for the special ones. The 1%ers know precisely that we live on a flat plane, folks. But we're not 1%ers. It's a tough pill to swallow, I know. And that's what's truly evil about this world, is that we have a very small percentage of people controlling the many. That is truly evil. And our only escapism from the evil horrors of that realization is to escape reality just for a little while. Just for a little fantasy, just for a little while. We could take dimethyltryptamine. Oh yeah, baby. We could take drugs and other hallucinogens. Magic mushrooms. We can get smashed on booze. We can get high on marijuana and heroin and coke, and just to escape the lies and the deceit and the rigors of pressures of every day. So let us not judge, lest we be judged. All I would have to do and want to do was to offer my hand and pull people out of this abyss and tell them the truth. We live on an infinite plane to our knowledge, and that means we have infinite possibilities with what to do with our lives. But our lives are being controlled for 70 years and 10 as disposable cash cows for those who truly know the truth and are enjoying the fruits of our labour. We are useless eaters, worker bees, and anybody who thinks otherwise is suffering delusions of grandeur. So let us stop being judgmental upon one another and try to offer a helping hand. And maybe once people realise that there is hope for a better world, but we must work together to get rid of the 1% group. We don't need a communist society. We don't need socialism at all, and it's coming our way. We need a republic. And that's the only way, is becoming a republic. I can't see it happening anytime soon, because no matter which way you turn, the lunatics are running this asylum. But the lunatics are pulling a fast one. They're not really mad. They're extremely secretive and deceptive and positively evil. And here's the good news. They ain't human. They've been around a long, long time. We have to help one another without being judgmental, and love those who are suffering and help them in every way we can. And charity truly does belong at home and start at home. Because if you can't be nice to your loved ones and be charitable towards your loved ones, who else can you be charitable to? Theresa May does make me laugh. I wonder what she's going to do. I think a visit to the South Pole for Theresa might be in order. They can keep her. Take care. Love you all. Have a think about that. Don't judge, lest you be judged. I'm off for a beer. Or 5. Only kidding. You see, I don't want you thinking I'm a bit of a dipso.